Hello everyone, SimpleMajority here. This is episode 2, a very weird one, and also a test of Simple and Sangra's server Let's Play series. It's weird because the fact we haven't done a video since we started, basically. Our schedules have been pretty busy, and I have been pretty busy saying and trying to get things a little better for us. Actually, right now I'm recording with Fraps, and for the video and my audio, I'm actually using Audacity, and I'm having a bit of an issue between the two because I need them to sync up on one keystroke, and they're not. So I don't know what I'm going to do there other than beat my head over it and cry. For now, though, I'm just going to do this. We're going to do a base tour. We're going to kind of go around, show what's been happening, and talk about things. So I got myself an arcane spa. We'll start here in my base. Well, I'm going like right to it. I'm skipping the big AE system. I do have my AE system. It's working, not quite the way I want it to, but it's working. At least for now, I got my items stored. And I'll talk to. I just heard a phone ringing. Maybe it's the game. Oh, look at me. I need some food in my belly. So my audio isn't quite connected yet. I'm on Windows. I had to go to Windows. After the Starmade video and that little debacle, I realized that Windows never does that to me, and it's better to be there. So when I came over, I put Fraps on, started doing recording because I need some way of editing, and I can't edit FLV in Lightworks. It's an actual production suite, so I needed something else. So that's why we're doing Fraps. And my voice was way too loud, so I decided, okay, let's go to Audacity. I tried my volume on my mic and everything, and my recording meter was still showing the same volume no matter what. That's because the mic volume little control on this Earforce X11 doesn't work. So I can't control the mic. So I needed a way of doing that via something else. And that's where Audacity comes in. Anyways, that's it for that. Now let's get to the base. So, AE Network, I also have made 6 Essentia draw storage cells. Each one holds 1 unit. This is a bug. You can see here. I got 64 units of Percatatio to go in. And this drives Ordo, Aqua, Terra, Herba, Terra, and Humanus. So for some reason it will not accept more than one type, even though it says 1 of 12 types stored. So I have going to redesign that whole thing, and then you'll see on the underside I need to do a lot of work. Arcane Spa, I do need it because I do get warp. I'm really high on my warp factor now. I do have the Eldritch tab not completely open, but I have gotten the Red Revelation and have made it through the Outer Lands and so forth. I do not have these unlocked yet, and there's some more over here that I haven't seen. So we're getting closer. It takes a bit. I did go through. I have created an Eldritch portal, opened the Eldritch portal, and I went through. I fought one boss. He was lightning based. He was very tough to fight. So let's go underside for the moment. There we go. See our underground here, first level. I used to have at one point a whole bunch of Essentia bottles. I was actually converting them into crystallized. I'm going to use this system, but I still need to move it to the main Essentia room. So that's just kind of sitting there for now. And the power adapter down below is our actual reactor. This is port 1 dedicated straight to the AE system. I went with this ring because I was trying to get more channels and do some things, and it wasn't working, and I just ended up doing the ring and just being done with it. This over here connects to the advanced inscribers. I'm going to have more of these here. Eventually, I'm going to have more of these, I should say. And we'll have, logic, calculation, engineering, and then finally the kind of the same system I had before, with the exception of that these are a little nicer and easier to work with. They work in stacks. So I'll have ME interfaces for each one of these to handle the input and output. Of course, Crystal Growth Chamber. Then we have my Cobble Gen. This is the pride and joy of my system. I'm only going up to sextuple. I've never gone above sextuple. I don't know. Haven't felt the need to. I've got 2 sextuples right now ready to go. I just haven't felt the need to. This is my I don't feel like going back chest, so it dumps right in, imports right into AE. Pretty nice. Don't necessarily need it right here. I could actually put it right here, and I probably will. There's going to be some moving around going on here. All right, coming to here. This is the underside of the Arcane Infusion, and this is where the mess begins. I built a ton of these wires because I had this idea. I was going to do like all 32 jars of Essentia. I'd have an import bus underneath each jar, and then I have Essentia tubes running around this whole mess and just dumping stuff in. And eventually, when the system got full, then these jars would back up and would work as like a void system for just in case. I don't need that. I didn't need that to begin with. So I need to remove all this still. And got my nodes already in here. Most of these are aqua based because I found them over water. Yeah, Ignis, Terra, Ordo, Ignis, and more Terra. I brought this computer down because I was going to do kind of an alternative program that to what Direwolf had done in his Let's Play series for monitoring all Essentia. But since I'm doing it all digitally now, it doesn't matter. This doesn't really matter as much. I don't know. I could tie into the Essentia system, to the Essentia drive system, and then monitor all the fluids to there. But I don't see a point when I can actually have upstairs monitors displaying each type of Essentia. So this here is the start of the remodel. This is the drive bays, and this is one. Each drive base 10, of course. So 10, 20, 30, and then the last drive will have the last 2 of the Essentias. And then we're going to have general storage devices for everything related to Thaumcraft. Then I'll have a storage bus, which will connect to a ME interface, I believe it is. And the the interface will be coming from the main network. Basically, the idea is that the Arcane terminal will be able to access the main network, pull any items it needs out. It'll have a spillover storage in case, because it can't return those items back to the system where I got it from. But it can pull those items out like gold, iron, whatever I need, and then we can, do our thing. And that will work. That will work, I believe. And then it can't see the other system, obviously. Now, from the main system, I wouldn't be able to see the Arcane system. So, anyway, let's go on upstairs. This room is new. Actually, this whole thing's new because when we last did video, none of this even existed. We've had lots of episode 2s that went through but never worked, mainly because Sangra. Because we're trying to find Sangra a mod to play with instead of just playing dinking around in his base. So far, I've turned up nothing. I thought Botania would be it, but no, it's too complex for him, and he was complaining about it. So I'm thinking Mariculture. But anyway, we'll get to that. For now, this is my reservoir. Little guy here keeps my crucible full. Got all my armor sets. I'm probably going to move these back to the main building. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I might take this brain in a jar, put it over there, and then have these 2 armors flanking the door, and then have that thumb robes. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe I'll have those on the other side, like over here. The thumb robes and this thumb armor set. Maybe I'll do that. So, anywho, we got our Essentia system. There we go. 64 of each. I haven't finished. I'm still exporting. Like I said, we got that problem with the drives. I love this arcane table. This is so much fun. So this will I can actually charge my wand. That is thanks to this. So you can see the energy is going right in this vis relay, and this is an interface behind it. And that's transferring it digitally into the system and recharging my wand. This is my first bullied node, so please don't judge me. I didn't realize I could get a little better than I did. The air sucks, I know. It takes forever to get the air back. You can see Ignis is just charging along at good old pace. So, pretty cool. Across the street, we have the Arcane Infusion Room. I'm still tearing this apart. These guys are going to come out. I won't need these guys anymore because essentially I'll just have this tied to a interface import, and it'll just import the whatever jar happens to be sitting there. So I'm still working on getting all these out, and then I'm going to redesign this with a real nice kind of looking thing sticking out, and that'll be the Arcane Infusion Assistant. What is that thing called? Essentially a provider. And I can actually do that also on the jug. No, I cannot. Had a little explosion from my primal wand focus in here when I was making the eyes for the gate. My few scrubbers above, taking care of business like they're supposed to be. Come out here, then we got my little basic sheep farm. That idea that I was working on didn't work quite the way I wanted it to. And I got some decent wool out of it. And I can, if I want, I could hook up the leadstone power back up to this and put some. Still has weed in it, but I can put the leadstone circuit back in here. Basically, start working on this again and start filling this thing up. But I've got these two flesh. These are advanced flesh golems, and one of them is supposed to be. I keep forgetting to get my bell, but one of them is supposed to be taking items and putting them into the chest, and he's not doing so. He's basically just sitting there like a lump. So I keep forgetting to get my bell. Head over here. We have the spawn room for the nether, for the wither boss. Nothing special. Then here we have our Britannia room. So I set this up for Sangra. I put it on his side of the road. And I filled it up with flowers. I went out and picked up flowers for him, did all that cool stuff. And like I said, it was too complex for him, so he stopped. So I'm going to keep the area. I'm going to run P2P down to here with a storage bus, just doing a standard P2P, and I'll have an interface in here so I can access it. Or I might do another storage bus to interface connection, and this will be all the Britannia stuff. It'll have access to the main network, but the main network won't be able to see into this one. So that's what's going on here. Now downstairs, I always have to point myself when I do this, because that's Sangra's base, and he's got sewage just on the other side of this wall. So what we're going to do is, instead of going this way, I'm going to go this way, and that way on expansion. So I can expand out. And I am going to expand out pretty soon. But right now we're generating with hydrangeas, and I don't know how long it took, because it was a few days after we planted these. Sangra did plant them. These were the 4 flowers, or no, sorry, 9 flowers, 10 flowers, 11 flowers that Sangra made. And he was done. And I actually have 3 levels here, so if I want to expand further, I can. Pretty cool stuff. No doors. I hate doors. I got my ineffable glass. I'm happy. Yay. Actually, I could. I'm going to probably put it. I was thinking about putting it here, but I might need something different for that, because the wither boss. Sangra's base. God. So Sangra's been very bored, and I've been trying to get him into mods, and he had not been too very much into that idea. We did go to Twilight Forest, and I have some stuff to tell him about that. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is his base so far. He's got a little bit of a garden going on over here. These I actually made because I was trying to show him that he could do some different stuff with his decorations and so on. And he could actually put books in here. So I could put my Thaumonomicon in there and so on. So trying to incite him that way. His bedroom, which by the way looks like a weird prison cell. His smeltery, which all he has is molten gold and blood. He's actually got himself to bleed inside this. How in the heck did he do that? Most of his days were spent until recently on this ledge. And he'd do is come out here, and he'd basically just kind of stand here getting mobs to run into this lava pool. And then he would go like this if he had skeletons, and then I would force him to come around. And that stopped when I put the magnum torch in. Unfortunately. Well, fortunately, because now he has to actually figure out something to do. So his base so far, not very impressive, but I'm trying to get him there. His idea is like, why mod a game? Why do this? So the magnum torch. God, that was so expensive. I hated building those things. We do have trees from the Twilight Forest because Sangra did come through. We did make the portal to the Twilight Forest, and we have been through and fought the Naga. As you saw on my base, I have the trophy for that. Take a look at our whatchamacallits here. No, achievements. You can take a look. Here we go. So we have to make the riding stuff. We have the Naga armor set, and so on. Shimmering scale. We gotta get a shimmering scale to overcome the barrier surrounding a lich tower. We also need to make the map. So I need to find. Oh, I guess he did find it. I don't know where the feathers are, but we need to find a raven, and we gotta make that thing to make the map. So we're still kind of working on this. We've got to look for this. I see right through you. Defeat a Twilight Wraith in a large hollow hill. The boots are mine. Defeat a red cap goblin, a small goblin in hollow hill. Red cap sapper, bug stomper, and the head mage. The spider and the hedge mage. And then comes some of that. Gives the quest ram what it's missing. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff here that we're working on. And now I know that this is actually our map for that. That makes my life a lot easier. So that's what we've been up to. And as I said, this is just a test because I'm testing out to see how this all works. If this little setup's going to work. If not, then I'm going to have to figure out another alternative for my recording. I wish I knew why my keyboard shortcuts weren't working for Audacity. That's quite annoying. Unless, of course, they're already used somewhere else. That's what it was blocking it. I'm going to see if I can't get Sangra to close this off. If we can, then great. Then I can expand a little bit, but his base is right here, and you saw it's pretty much underground. So that's it. If I have to move. I'll move over here. But I'm thinking over here, I'm probably going to put Pneumaticraft and actually a proper gardening area over here. But definitely Pneumaticraft over here and possibly Railcraft Construction. As for Sangra, I was thinking if we went over here, that would be the closest point to the ocean. Now I'm thinking that, because that's a lot of, we have a lot we're going to have to do. We have to build out and down. I'm thinking that maybe what we'll do now instead is build a tunnel that runs through over to here. I don't know. We haven't, again, I haven't decided that or just have it fly. Whatever we'll end up doing, we'll probably need to do a quantum entangled system to pass the AE network over. As for Sangra, he's going to have to, he can tie into my AE network, and we'll just use one network, but he has to make the components to do so. I'm not going to give him the components. He will need to make his own ring, or not even a ring. He'll need to make his own ME interface. I'm going to have him make at least one drive to bring to the table. I know that I've built, like, 6, 9, 11 drives, but he can bring 1 or 2 drives to the table. He'll need to bring his own cables, make his own P2P connections, his own memory reader card, so he can save and load settings, and he'll have to bring it across to where I tell him to, because I don't want him accidentally crossing into the system that goes to Britannia, for example. So I think that's about it. Gardens are pretty much the same. Oh, we have access to the Last Millennium and the Deep Dark. I'm going to build a quarry for the Deep Dark, because that's really what this is good for, is quarrying out. It's better than the Mining Age, in my opinion, because there's no dirt, just pure cobble. We're going to still have our nice little, oh, this is new. Well, this is new to you, but it's been around for a while. This is our small temporary garden system, but I'm going to build a more complex one. And we're actually going to do something more than just fruit salads every day. Fruit salads are getting boring. We don't have the mod that actually reduces whatchamacallit. Oops. I hope I didn't destroy everything. I don't think we have the, we don't have the mod that will actually reduce the quality of food over time. God, that would be so horrible to do to Sangra. I mean, it's enough that I put Iguana's tweaks in here, and he's can't make his whatchamacallits. He can't. What was that? How are we doing here? 2 left. How are we doing on that? 9 left. Okay. He can't just make his own mining tools. He's got to make proper tools and so on. So I don't think I want to push him any further on that. But the deep dark, I'm definitely going to access. But I need to figure out some stuff. I was recently attacked and killed in the deep dark. I almost made it back to the base. Whatever it was a ghost, and I could not see it at all. I thought it was something Thom related. I kept pulling out because I have the void helmet on, or the void hood on when I'm out doing that, and I could not see anything. I was like, what the heck? I was freaking out, and I was like, what the hell? That was in my first attempt, and I was just running through traps alone and blowing out my eardrums in the process. I'm hoping this is smoother. But yeah, it was a shadow that killed me. So I went back, got my stuff, and I was kind of looking around, and it started attacking again. But as soon as I got in the light, the attack came to a halt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish the staircase going down instead of flying down. That'll protect me from the shadow. And we'll go from there. Put in the set up our quarry and start drilling down. So anyway, that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to stop it here. This is 21 minutes. Wow, I've done something pretty good today. 21 minutes. But this is a good test point. So I'm going to render this and we'll see how we're doing. And if everything comes out pretty cool, then I think we got a system. If not, then I'll have to figure out something else. Even if I have to go back to OBS and even just using Audacity like I'm doing for my audio recording, because I think this is a much better way because I can actually monitor live my my recording volume and how it sounds. I can see how it looks. I can also see it here on the grid too. So hopefully this isn't too bad. I'm going to put it through or render it, and I'll listen to myself and see how that comes out. And if it's good, then I'll go ahead and upload it. And then hopefully within an hour, I'll start doing my Starmade video. Tomorrow, Sangra and I will be back on the server together. We're going to start working on mariculture. I'm going to tell him about connecting to the AE network and also how to get connected to the reactor as well. And he won't have very much reactor access. I'm going to limit him to a 640 line, no higher than the basic lines. So he'll hopefully entice him to build his own reactor. Other than that, made the switch back to Windows mainly because of the Starmade video that really got under my skin and how bad everything was going. With not necessarily wasn't Starmade's fault as much as it was NVIDIA plus Linux. I never had the problems with Windows, so unfortunately I'm back. I shouldn't be so saying unfortunately I'm back because I do have a really nice ship in Robert Space Industries Star Citizen, and I will never be able to play with that if I'm on Linux. So I got that thing to worry about too. Anyway, this is SimpleMajority signing off. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm sorry it's been a while. We're trying to keep the regular schedules. We've made some modifications. Our server plays will be Tuesday and Thursday, but I'm going to probably be recording every day, just like I was on my single player world, which is all but abandoned. I was on it yesterday, and I actually had to hit the power switch on my computer. I couldn't move. I couldn't even get my mouse to move. It was so laggy. So I decided, you know what? I'm done with that single player world, and we'll just do it through the server. I think it's just the fact of trying to do video recording, audio recording, playing the game, and trying to load an entire world at once is too much. Having a server makes it easier for that. So I'm going to sign off here, and we'll be back hopefully soon with our Starmade video, which unfortunately is a start over, but I'm going to do it like a Let's Play. And because there's more to cover. I did say part 1, and I didn't mean to say that. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day,